When you have integers in an equation or an expression, you still have to use the correct order of operations. So order of operations also apply to integers. Okay, so let's do a few of these together. So for number 1, okay, remember order of operations, and if you want to write it up here, you can. First we do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication or division, whoever comes first, remember they're equal, and then addition or subtraction, whoever comes first. Okay, so parentheses, exponents, multiplication or division, and then adding or subtracting, whoever comes first for those. All right, so when we look at this problem right here, number 1, okay, now there's brackets and there's parentheses, and brackets are just like parentheses. So we would have to do what's inside here first, but within this bracket, there's this parentheses, and then there's minus 15. So we have to do the parentheses first inside the bracket, okay? And remember, all your work should look like an ice cream cone when you're done. So first we'll do that. Negative 5 times 5 is negative 25, right? Because we have a negative times a positive. The signs are different. So then you have to rewrite it. So then that's 3 times. Now the brackets aren't gone yet because you're just solving this one inside the parentheses. Negative 25 minus 15, right? Then we have to finish what's in the bracket. So negative 25 minus 15. That's like you owe 25 and now you're taking out another 15. So you're going to owe more. Negative 25 minus 15 would be negative 40. So then it'd be 3 times negative 40. Okay? And you can put the parentheses around it to separate it from the multiplication sign, but you don't have to. Okay, I usually like to. So then we've got 3 times negative 40. So then the last step is the multiplication. 3 times negative 40 is negative 120. And so then there's your answer. And it should look like an ice cream cone. It should get smaller and smaller. Okay, let's do another one together. I'm going to go ahead and move over to number 6. All right, so here we have parentheses, we have brackets. Okay, remember parentheses and brackets are the same thing. So you can go ahead and start with this one first or this one. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and do left to right. So let's start with this parentheses. Now within here, there are 3 numbers. We're going to start with these 2 first, okay, because it's all multiplication, so you just go left to right. Negative 10 times 11 is negative 110. Okay, and we're not done, but we rewrite everything. We've solved that one. Rewrite everything. 2 times 5 times negative 2. Okay, and then finish off this parentheses. Negative 110 times 2 is negative 220. And then divide it by bracket 2 times 5 times negative 2, close bracket. Now we got to do what's inside this parentheses, or these brackets. Okay, so here it's all multiplication, so we'll just go left to right. 2 times 5 is 10, so you've got negative 220 divided by bracket 10 times negative 2. And you really don't need the parentheses around it, but if you want, you can. And then finish this off. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20, so we've got negative 220 divided by negative 20. And then negative 220 divided by 20, so the signs are the same. It's going to be positive. It's going to be, what? Who knows? Okay, it's going to be 110. And I am out of room here to finish off my ice cream cone, so I'll just write it on the side here, and that would be 110. Okay? All right, let's do the next one. Okay, I'm going to call on a few of you to answer these questions. All right, so here we've got negative 4 times 6 minus bracket, parentheses, negative 3 times 9, close parentheses, times 2, and then close the bracket. So who can tell me what we would do first? Which one should we start with first? Okay, Mitch, what do you think is our first step? That's right. We would do negative 3 times 9 first. So then we would do this right here first. And negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. So then you rewrite the whole thing. So it's negative 4 times 6 minus bracket. That's negative 27 times 2, close bracket. Okay? what would we do next? Who can tell me what we would do next? All right, Aiden, what do you think? Which step would we do next? That's right, we would finish off the bracket, we would do negative 27 times 2 first. Negative 27 times 2 is equal to 54, negative 54, because the signs are different. So then you would rewrite it, negative 4 times 6 minus negative 54. Okay, and I put the parentheses because I want to separate the two signs. You don't have to. All right, what would we do next? Who can tell me what we would do next? Okay, May, which operation would we do next? Do we do the multiplication or the subtraction here? Correct, multiplication comes before subtraction, so we would do the negative 4 times the 6 first, right? So then that would be negative 24 because the signs are different, and then rewrite it minus negative 54. Okay, and when we have two negatives next to each other, we can really change that to what? Addition. So this is really negative 24 plus 54, correct? And that would be our last step. Negative 24 plus 54 would leave us with positive 30. And again, you can kind of see the ice cream cone right there, huh? All right, let's do another one. Here, now we've got parentheses within brackets, bracket, and then parentheses. Remember, brackets and parentheses, they're the same, so it doesn't really matter which one you start off with. Okay, so let's just start off with the first one. Let's just go left to right. Start with this bracket, then finish this one, and then we'll do that one. Okay, so we'll start with this one. Within this bracket, there's only one operation, negative 3 times negative 13. We have a negative times a negative. The signs are the same, so we know it's going to be positive 39. Okay, then you rewrite the whole expression. So 39 minus bracket 5 times negative 3, close bracket, divided by parentheses 5 minus 7. Okay? All right, what would we do next? Who can tell me what we would do next? Kendall, which operation would we do next? That is correct. We would finish off this next bracket, right? 5 times negative 3 is positive times a negative, so the signs are different, so it's going to be negative 15. So then you rewrite it, 39 minus negative 15, I like to put it in parentheses to separate from the subtraction sign, and then divide it by 5 minus 7. All right, which one would we do next after that? Brian, would we do the subtraction, the division, or the parentheses? You're correct, we would do the parentheses. Finish it off, right? 5 minus 7 is negative 2. So then we have 39 minus negative 15 divided by, and this is negative 2. Again, I like to keep these in the parentheses to separate the division sign and the negative sign. Okay? All right, what do we do next? Which one should we do next? Okay, Cameron, what do you think? Which operation should we do next? If you said division, that is correct. So we would divide the negative 15 by the negative 2. Here the signs are the same. Negative 15 divided by negative 2 would be? Now here you're going to get a decimal because 2 doesn't go into 15 evenly, but that's okay. All right. So we would do, let's see here, that would equal 39 minus, and that would be positive 7.5, right? So that'd be 7.5. So 39 divided by 7.5. And I think there might have been a typo because I think we want all our answers to be nice whole numbers, but we could, it's not that hard. We can do 39 minus 7.5. 39 minus 7.5, and you'd line up the decimals, right? And that would equal, our last answer here would be 31.5. Right? There we go. Okay. All right, let's do a couple more. Let's do some of the harder ones. Let's do a few that look like these. Let's do a couple of these. Okay. All right. So for number 9, okay, now you have to solve the numerator and then you have to solve the denominator before you can divide the top by the bottom. We don't know what the top number is, and we don't know what the bottom number is. So first you have to figure out what your numerator is, figure out what your denominator, and then you either have a fraction or you can divide, right? All right, so let's start with the numerator. Okay, so for these, you're not going to have an upside down triangle. For these, I just go sideways. Okay, so for the top, let's just focus on the numerator. Okay, which one do we do first? We do what's in the parentheses, negative 36 divided by 18. So here you have a negative divided by a positive. You're going to have a negative because the signs are different. And negative 36 divided by 18 is negative 2. So the top so far we've got negative 2 and then minus 28, right? And then we can finish off the top before we start on the bottom. So then negative 2 minus 28, if you already owe the bank 2 and you take out another 28, you're going to end up owing 30, right? So that would be negative 30. Okay, we're done with the top. Now let's do the bottom. Which one would we do first? Which operation would we do first? Who can tell me? Okay, let's do Anushree. Anushree, which operation would we do first in the denominator? Okay, if you said the division, you are correct. Negative 72 divided by negative 12. It's a negative divided by negative, so the signs are the same. So that's going to be positive 6, right? So then that would be 6 minus 11. And then what is 6 minus 11? It is negative 5. So then we end up with negative 30 as our numerator and negative 5 as our denominator. And what is negative 30 divided by negative 5? Because this is an improper fraction, right? A negative divided by negative is a positive, and that would give us positive 6. So our answer for this problem is 6. Okay? All right. This is the last one I'm going to do with you, and then you can do the rest on your own. Okay? If you don't finish it in class, it'll be also part of your homework. All right. So again, let's start with the numerator. What do we do first in our numerator? Who can tell us what we do first? Okay. Ella, what would we do first? We would do what's in the parentheses first, the negative 4 plus 13, that's right. So negative 4 plus 13 is 9, right? If you owe 4 but you have 13, you'll end up with 9. So then that's negative 6 times, hold on, paper's moving here, negative 6 times 9 plus negative 4, sorry. All right, there we go. Okay, and then we're not done. So then what would we do next after that? So we did the parentheses. What's next? Who can tell me what's next? All right, Clay, what would we do next? You're right, we would do the negative 6 times 9. And negative 6 times 9 is negative 54. Okay, so I'm going to write it down here. We've got negative 54 and then plus, sorry, it's hard to hold my camera and the phone. It's negative 4. So it's negative 54 plus negative 4. And then finish it off. Negative 54 plus negative 4 is negative 58. Okay. All right. So we're done with the top. Let's continue with the denominator. Okay. What will we do first here? All right. So let's see. Jake, what would we do in the denominator first? You're right, we would solve what's in the bracket first. 54 divided by negative 6. It's a positive divided by negative, so you're going to end up with negative 9. So down below, you're going to have 11 plus negative 9. Okay? All right, then we finish it off. What's 11 plus negative 9? Well, 11 plus negative 9 is 2. And so then we already figured out the numerator was negative 58, so it would be negative 58 over 2. So negative 58 divided by 2, it's a negative divided by positive, so you're going to end up with a negative, and that would equal 29, negative 29. Sorry about that. My paper kept moving. So it's negative 29. Now your homework tonight, you're going to finish this, you can see is a riddle. And you only have to do one side, you do not have to do this side, okay? Now here's the thing though, did they give you enough space to show your ice cream cone, the upside down triangle? They did not give you enough space. It's not like this paper where you have plenty of space, right? So what you're going to have to do is solve each one of these on a separate sheet of paper with work. If you don't show your work, I'm going to take points off. And then once you get your answer, you can put your answer here and then find it, right? And then put the word with each answer.